Red Creek Farm had been abandoned for decades, its fields overrun with weeds and its barn a skeletal frame. Nestled in the heart of a quiet town, the farm held an eerie aura, a chilling silence that was only broken by the whispers of the locals. They spoke in hushed tones of a beast that prowled under the full moon's light, its howls echoing through the still night air. It was on this farm that our story unfolds, with two brave souls, Sarah and Jake. They were young, adventurous, and had a taste for the thrill of the unknown. The tales of the beast were nothing more than campfire stories to them. Drawn to the allure of the farm's mystery, they decided to pitch their tent there, laughing off the cautionary tales of the locals. As they prepared for a night under the stars, the scent of damp hay and decaying wood filled their senses. Night fell, and the silence was broken by low, guttural noises. Jake brushed it off as coyotes, but Sarah wasn't so sure. The night had crept in, wrapping Red Creek Farm in a blanket of blackness. The eerie silence was shattered by the low, guttural noises that seemed to echo from the heart of the farm itself. Jake, ever the rational one, dismissed it as the call of wild animals, but Sarah, she felt a chill creep up her spine. Something was amiss. As the wind whispered through the skeletal barn, the noises grew louder, more menacing. The couple could feel an unseen presence lurking in the darkness. Sarah clutched Jake's arm, her eyes wide with fear. She had heard the tales of the beast, the werewolf of Red Creek Farm, and now, she couldn't shake the feeling that those tales were more than just ghost stories. As the tension mounted, the coyote calls Jake had dismissed turned to heavy, deliberate footsteps. The couple froze. The realization hit them like a bolt of lightning. They were not alone. The beast of Red Creek Farm was no legend. It was real, and it was close. The footsteps grew louder, closer, circling their tent. The air grew thick with terror. They could almost feel the beast's hot breath against the thin fabric of their shelter. Panic squeezed their hearts in an iron grip. They had come to the farm seeking a thrill, but now they were prey. In the blink of an eye, they were on their feet, ready to bolt. The flashlight in Jake's hand trembled as he switched it on. The path back to their car, which had seemed so short in the daylight, now appeared to stretch endlessly into the darkness. They made it to the car just as a massive clawed hand slammed against the back window. Their hearts pounded in their chests, mirroring the pulse of terror that surged through their veins. The monster was real. The legends were true. All the dismissive laughter and skepticism seemed a distant memory, swallowed by the horrifying reality of the beast. Desperation fueled their actions. Sarah fumbled with the keys, her trembling hands barely able to hold them. The metallic jingle of the keys seemed to echo in the night, a cruel soundtrack to their plight. The roar of the engine was the sweetest sound they'd ever heard. It was a lifeline, a glimmer of hope amidst the terror. The beast, however, was undeterred. It growled, a sound so brutal and primal that it seemed to shake the very earth beneath them. Its glowing eyes reflected in the rear-view mirror, a haunting reminder of the terror they were leaving behind. The car's tires struggled for grip on the gravel path, the vehicle's engine screaming in protest against the urgency. Jake kept his foot pressed down on the accelerator, his knuckles white from gripping the steering wheel. Each second felt like an eternity, each moment stretching out before them in a terrifying tableau. The beast was relentless, its shadowy figure darting in and out of the trees, its roars echoing behind them. They could feel the beast's presence, its predatory instinct, its hunger. It was a nightmare come to life, a story from the darkest corners of folklore made flesh and bone. Their only thought was escape. Their only hope the thinning line of trees that marked the boundary of the farm. And then, suddenly, they were through. The path opened up onto the main road, the familiar sights of civilization, a welcome sight. The beast's roars faded into the distance, swallowed by the night. Peeling out of the driveway, they never looked back. The memory of Red Creek Farm and its beast would haunt them forever, a chilling reminder of the night they came face to face with their worst nightmares. Locals now report strange claw marks on the barn and refuse to go near it. Even the bravest among them, folks who've lived through hurricanes and tornadoes, can't muster up the courage to step foot on that forsaken ground. The claw marks, they say, aren't like anything they've seen on this side of the creek. Too big for a bear, too deep for a mountain lion. The only explanation that fits is one they dare not speak aloud. The beast of Red Creek Farm. The farm stands as a silent testament to that night. The wind whistling through the skeletal barn, the fields overrun with weeds, the very air filled with an eerie sense of foreboding. Each full moon, the howls return, echoing through the valley, a chilling reminder of the beast that lurks in the shadows. Now, I've got a question for you. Have you ever felt hunted in a place you thought was empty? Ever had that prickling sensation at the back of your neck, like you're being watched? Ever heard a rustling in the underbrush and told yourself it's just the wind? If you have, then you know a sliver of what Sarah and Jake felt that night. The tale of the Beast of Red Creek Farm is a chilling reminder that not every closed door hides an empty room, and not every abandoned place is truly deserted. So, the next time you find yourself drawn to a place that's been long forgotten, remember Sarah and Jake, and remember the beast. If this story has sent a shiver down your spine, if you felt your heart race as the beast closed in on Sarah and Jake, then we've done our job. We've got plenty more tales where this came from. Tales that'll make your blood run cold and your hair stand on end. So if you enjoyed this story, please subscribe and follow us for more. We're on TikTok and YouTube, bringing you the most bone-chilling chronicles from the darkest corners of our world. Join us if you dare.